What if history wasn't forgotten? What if it was edited? I heard this from a retired archivist, a man who spent decades shuttling records between facilities that, on paper, didn't even exist. He said the strangest thing about our past isn't what we know, it's what keeps disappearing. Entire civilizations reduced to myths and rubble, technologies surfacing centuries before they should have been possible. Breakthroughs that flare up, get buried, and vanish from every official record. Most people shrug it off as accidents, lost scrolls, forgotten wars, the fog of time. But what if the gaps aren't accidents? What if someone has been deciding for thousands of years which discoveries live and which ones die? Not governments, not corporations. Something older, something that watches every empire rise and fall from the shadows. An organization so ancient most people will never even hear its name. A group that doesn't rule countries, they rule information. Because if reality is built on what we believe, and belief is built on information, then whoever controls the story controls reality itself. And according to the ones who've glimpsed behind the curtain, they've been doing exactly that for millennia. They call it continuity. Everyone else calls it the continuum. Most people assume history is written by the winners. According to the stories surrounding the continuum, history is written by the caretakers. I heard this from a historian who spent years comparing ancient records across cultures. The strange thing wasn't that the stories differed. It was that they kept describing the same group. Different names, different languages, different centuries, yet the pattern never changed. Guardians, keepers, watchers, archivists, a hidden organization operating behind civilization itself. The oldest references appear long before recorded history, before kingdoms, before empires, before written language even became common. Wherever human societies emerges, stories followed. Of unseen figures preserving order from the shadows, the continuum believes civilization is fragile. One bad discovery, one uncontrolled technology, one forgotten truth surfacing at the wrong time, and entire societies can collapse. So while kings fought wars and nations rose and fell, the continuum remained, quietly observing, quietly recording, quietly deciding what knowledge was too dangerous to spread. Most people never knew they existed. That was the point. The continuum wasn't built to rule humanity. It was built to guide it, at least according to its own records. But the deeper researchers dug, the stranger one realization became. The continuum wasn't preserving history. It was curating it. And if someone is curating history, what exactly are they removing? If the continuum curates history, the next question is obvious. What exactly are they changing? I heard this from an archaeologist who spent years studying civilizations that seem to appear and disappear without explanation. According to him, history is filled with gaps that don't behave like accidents. Entire cultures vanish, leaving behind almost no records. Libraries burn at suspiciously convenient moments. Technologies emerge centuries before they should, then disappear before they can spread. The official explanation is always the same. Lost knowledge, human error, the passage of time. But some researchers started noticing a pattern. The missing pieces weren't random. They were specific, unusual energy systems, advanced materials, strange frequency experiments, ideas that might have changed the entire direction of civilization. According to continuum mythology, they don't build civilizations. They prune them, like gardeners trimming branches before they grow in dangerous directions. Occasionally, they allow breakthroughs to spread. Medicine, engineering, communication, just enough progress to keep society moving forward. But other discoveries never make it past the roots. The public never sees them. The world never knows they existed. Over thousands of years, humanity believes it's charting its own course. Meanwhile, someone keeps adjusting the map. And the deeper researchers looked, the more disturbing the evidence became. Some historical events weren't forgotten. They were deliberately removed, which raises the most uncomfortable question of all. Who has been making those decisions for thousands of years? Someone is deciding what survives. Not every book disappears by accident. Not every witness is ignored. Not every discovery is forgotten on its own. Somewhere behind every missing record, every sealed archive, and every story that suddenly stops spreading, someone is making a choice. Most people inside the continuum never see the ones giving the orders. They only receive instructions. A file is removed. A witness is discredited. A discovery is classified. The order arrives. And nobody asks where it came from. Because asking questions has consequences. Over time, fragments began to surface. References buried inside deleted reports. Mentions of individuals who never seemed to age. Names that appeared in records separated by decades, sometimes centuries. The titles changed. The faces changed. But something remained. The same authority, the same agenda. The same invisible hand guiding events from the shadows. Some researchers believed the Continuum's leadership wasn't simply old. They believed it had existed longer than modern civilization itself. Longer than governments, longer than nations. Some reports referred to them as the hidden ones. Others called them the architects. Nobody knew exactly who they were, only that they sat above every known layer of the Continuum. And whatever they wanted, entire generations were reshaped to achieve it. The most disturbing discovery wasn't that they controlled information. It was why. Because evidence suggests the Continuum was never trying to rule humanity. They were trying to manage it. The question is, why would something so ancient believe humanity needs to be managed at all? Why do they manage civilization? According to the fragments that survived, the Continuum discovered something humanity was never supposed to understand. Reality responds to information. Not information in computers or books. Information carried through minds. An idea becomes a belief. A belief shapes perception, and perception influences the reality people experience. The effect is small at first, but multiplied across entire populations, it becomes powerful. Some researchers described it as resonance, a frequency that emerges when enough people believe the same thing. Old records reference rituals, symbols, even bells used to maintain specific patterns of thought across large communities. Other documents speak of hidden frequencies capable of influencing emotion, attention, and memory itself. Most of that research vanished. The scientists disappeared. The records were sealed. The Continuum understood something dangerous. Whoever controls information controls belief. Whoever controls belief controls perception. And whoever controls perception can shape reality itself. That is why their greatest weapon was never armies, governments, or technology. It was control over what people know, because the Continuum doesn't survive by force. The Continuum survives because people forget. But what happens when someone remembers? What happens when someone remembers? Most people never notice the gaps, the missing records, the altered stories, the discoveries that flicker for a moment, then vanish without a trace. Life moves on. The edits go unseen. But not everyone forgets. Some begin noticing the contradictions, a fact that used to exist, a memory that no longer matches the official version, a piece of history that feels removed rather than lost. At first they assume they're mistaken. Then the evidence becomes impossible to ignore. Throughout history, those people have been called many things: conspiracy theorists, heretics, outcasts, witnesses. But they all share the same condition. They remember. The dropout state is not a resistance movement. It has no headquarters, no leaders, no membership. It is simply what happens when someone becomes aware. That reality may have been edited, and once that realization takes hold, it becomes impossible to see the world the same way again. The Continuum controls history. The dropout state remembers it. Because the moment you realize someone has been editing reality, you start looking for the missing pages.